All right, welcome back to Preserving Your Family History in Fun and Modern Ways. Right now, we are going to learn about using Twile to preserve your family history, which is an interactive timeline. So, let's hop on over and get started. And I got to share my screen first, but all right, let's go right here. Okay, so as you can see here, the thing that I love the most about Twile is that it is an interactive timeline. You can add photos and things like that. And then it syncs with Family Search. That's one of my favorite things. And then it also has an interactive family tree. So let's go look at it. The one thing you saw on my slideshow that says it doesn't share ? I haven't figured out a good way to share it. So it is more one of those things that that you're going to be using to preserve it for yourself, and you could log in and help share with other people. So that just kind of gives you an overview. All right, so Twile, you just, I'm going to show you mine, and then I'll show you how to log into yours. This should be pretty quick because it's pretty simple. So when you log in, you're gonna be able to build your family tree. I imported mine from Family Search, so it's a little messy. It's a little tangled because there's some divorce in there. But so you click here if you want to import, and you can import that, or you can import a GEDCOM file if you have one of those, which you can export GEDCOMs from Ancestry, Find My Past, or MyHeritage. So if you have it built in any of those sites, you can export it there, save it to your desktop, and then import it here, and that's how you would do that. You can also reset the tree, which I think can be useful sometimes. Infographic, cool. It takes a while though, so I'm not going to show it to you right now, but click on it. Sometimes it shows you kind of this little infographic of your information. So the other thing you can use is you can just hop straight to someone on your tree. So let's just hop to my mom. Hers is a little more clear. So you can see who's on her tree, and it's interactive, much like your ancestries and family searches and all those other trees that are out there. So there's the basics of the family tree. If you click on a person, you can see hover over them, you can see actual details, and you can click here and it's going to show you their profile. One thing that I do like about Twile in comparison to other timeline sites or other trees is that you do have a lot more information. You can add a lot more milestones. They have a ton here. If you look here, there's tons of different ones, but you can also create a custom one. And one other cool thing is that they send you emails whenever they create a new one and invite you to add something to your tree with that. So like they created some Thanksgiving ones around Thanksgiving time, Christmas ones. And then you can add photos and different things about that event to your Twile, which is really cool, and then share that with other people. So you can see from someone's person page, that's what we'll call it. You can go back to their tree, which is where we started with from her, or you can go view her timeline here or here. What's cool about that is you click this, and it's gonna, not only is it gonna import her timeline, like her birth and death and critical vital information, it's also importing different events in history that have happened. So you can see them in chronological order with her life. So that's kind of cool. And if you look right here, you can see who it is that's in the middle and pop over back to her tree. So that's kind of the basics of that. The other thing that you can do is go just straight to your timeline mode. And from there, you can change, just like you could from here, change the go to. Here, you're going to change it here. And what I really like about this one, and it is in progress, is I can change it to me. And then here's where you can control all of those events. So you can add American Civil War events, American presidents, American Revolution. I don't remember what this one is. Catholicism. I haven't used it. Doesn't want to work for me. Inventions, World War I and World War II. And you can see that, you can populate all of them, and then you have a little more interesting timeline. So if I do that and click done, I gotta move my little box here. There we go. Click done. Then it's going to show me my timeline. Now, these events that I've added have been ones that it has literally just sent me an email and invited me to share. And so it's really, what I really like about it is that it's something you can do just on the go. If you have your Google Photos, like I have encouraged in all of mine, if you're using Google Photos, then you can just hurry and import it over and add it to your timeline. So like this one, it just asked me a question about when you were married, and so I just added a little bit of details really fast while I was sitting there, but it immediately geotagged it, and you can see it on the map there where I was married, and then different things like that. So that's kind of a neat, and then you can share specific events and like them, and then this is where I would go if I wanted to edit it. So kind of gives you an idea. You can add more photos, you can add more words, you can add a document if you wanted to add your marriage certificate or something like that. So that's kind of the basics. So on my tree, it's showing me, and then it's showing any events that I've tagged as being important to me, which are going to be, my close family, so my kids' births and things like that. If you come over here, it's showing you all the different things in history. However, I want to see my family. So I'm going to click this, and this is what the glitch is. I don't know if they fixed as of today, but if you click close family, it still shows you your extended family, which, yeah, it's still showing it. But soon they're going to have that all fixed, and it's going to be awesome. So then you'll be able to scroll, and it will just show you your closer relatives. But it's showing me on my timeline. So my kids were born and when I got married, so who was alive and what. So yeah, when I got engaged, my great grandma was still alive, but she passed away before I got married, just in that. It's kind of cool. Shows that my grandma died shortly before I got engaged, and so on and so forth. Like when you were born, because that's the stuff you don't know as much about, obviously. And you can see like, oh, my great grandma didn't die that long before I almost got to meet her, and same with this great grandpa. So it's kind of cool that you can just like look at the timeline of your life and see the different relationships. I like scrolling over here further so you can see like this is my great grandma, and well, that's not as far back as I would like to be. Let's go further back, like to when they were being born, and then you can kind of see, oh, that grandparent was actually quite a bit older than this grandparent, and so on and so forth. So I just like the connections between all my different family lines being on one timeline, and I can compare different things that happened in their lives. So that is that, and yeah, it's not super complicated. Just go to twile.com, type in twile.com, and then I think it's going to automatically log me in, but you'll go ahead and log in. It'll have the option, and then you can sync it with Family Search, but it does cost money. That's the premium. There's a free version, and then there's a free version and a paid version, a premium version, and then there's the Twile or the family version, so you can include all your family members. So you can see the prices there, or you can go look at it. But I do recommend using it. I think it's fun. I've had it for about a year, and I feel like I have a lot of fun with it. I don't preserve as much on it just because it is paid, and I'm a little reluctant to, because I'm not sure what would happen to my stuff afterwards. So anyway, hope that helps, and be fine, because I'm looking at this right here. So my stuff probably wouldn't get deleted. I can just only add 10 things per month, which me. So anyway, hope that gave you a little bit of insight into